Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the 2015 Celebration of Excellence in the Workplace. I'm Chris Christensen. I'm the committee chairman. I want to also thank Andy Steves and Maureen Mooney, who are helpful in putting this all together. Our Master of Ceremonies this morning is Jeff Rose. Jeff is the Commissioner of the New Hampshire Department of Resources and Economic Development, or DREAD. We love that acronym. But it does bring attention to the functions and the many functions he has. There are several divisions within the Department of, or DREAD: Forests and Lands, Parks and Recreation, tourism, travel, and part of what we're doing here today, economic development. So the procedure is basically, as you see in your programs, we're going to invite the person who's being honored to come up, just that one person at a time, and we will take a picture of our president giving you the certificate. Jeff has some nice things to say about you. I think he's going to say some nice things about Merrimack as a Merrimack person who grew up here, and we appreciate his service to the state. He's been besides being commissioner, he's worked for some congressional offices, John Sununu and Bob Smith among them. He's been president of the Nashua Chamber of Commerce, and at one point in time, he and I served together on the board of directors for St. Joseph Community Services, which provides Meals on Wheels in Hillsborough County. Jeff, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Representative Christensen. It's truly a pleasure to be here with you this morning and spend a little bit of time with you, and also delighted to be able to talk a little bit about excellence in the workforce, because it is critical in so many different ways. So it would be great to highlight some of the great work and some of the efforts of people here in the town. As Representative Christensen mentioned, I have the pleasure of serving the state as the Commissioner of the Department of Resources and Economic Development. And I like to say, you take all the best things about New Hampshire, you put it under one roof, and then you give it the worst name in DREAD. So, but it is memorable. It was funny, I was at a forum, I guess it was maybe back in November or December, and I was referencing, how great the agency is and how awkward our name is. And then the next thing I knew, there was a bill in the legislature to change our name. So I got to be careful where I say that when I have legislators in the room. But it's a fantastic agency. The diversity of it is spectacular, and the scope and the mission of it is thoroughly enjoying for me. As Representative Christensen referenced, we have everything from our parks and our snowmobile trails and mountains and the beaches, to managing about 500,000 acres of land within our forests and lands and doing best management practices in the forestry, and then promoting the state through our travel and tourism division, and then the economic development division, which does everything from job recruitment, job retention, international trade, technical assistance, and so it's truly a pleasure. But I am from Merrimack, so I consider this a home game for me, which is always fun. I was deciding when I live currently in Goffstown, so when I was driving in, I was trying to figure out which way I was going to come and try to go back through all my different memories. So I ended up coming through, going by like St. James Church, which was my preschool. So that was always kind of fun, and then just seeing some of the other landmarks. It was a little unsettling not seeing Zylas there. I will say, I'm fortunate. I'm pleased to see Bass Pro in the region now, so at least I know where I'm going to go get my fishing gear. And then obviously coming through and seeing whether it's the MYA or seeing the schools, it's fun to recall some of my memories and how much I enjoyed growing up here in town. I went to Master Cole Elementary School and graduated at the high school, class of '91, and my friends growing up today are still my closest friends, and we all thoroughly enjoyed our upbringing here in Merrimack and consider it just a fantastic place to live and to raise a family. So while I'm not in Merrimack, I still call myself a Macker at heart. So I thoroughly appreciate being here and like I said, calling it a home game. I guess what I'd like to do just briefly is I'll just maybe hit a couple of quick highlights within some of the divisions and then talk about why I think the excellence in the workplace fits so well with what we're trying to do within economic development. Right now, one of the things that's pretty exciting that's taking place within our travel and tourism division, we have a couple of things, but one is that you've probably seen recently is we also, within travel and tourism, manage all of the state's welcome centers. So there's 13 welcome centers throughout the state, but we just finished the welcome centers in Hooksett, which you can see off of the interstate highway with a unique public-private partnership with Granite State Hospitality, which is the gentleman by the name of Alex Ray with the Common Man and Rusty McClear of the Inn at Mill Falls. And we've really done something very unique, very, I almost use the word transformational, maybe too dramatic, but it is a total reboot of the types of services and experiences people can expect when they go to our welcome centers. We have first-rate restaurants there. There's a bank there. There's a League of New Hampshire Craftsmen store there, a convenience store. It's really a true, unique, and authentic New Hampshire feel to it, and it's really exciting to see. There's also gas pumps there now. It's very different, very warm, very inviting, and usually, I like to joke when people would go to our welcome centers before, you maybe didn't always feel welcomed by the accommodations, but now they're very hospitable, and people will be, I think, thoroughly impressed when you have the opportunity to experience and stop at these new welcome centers. The northbound side is really driven around travel and tourism and getting up to your experiences that you're probably traveling to, whether it's the mountains, the lakes region, the Great North Woods, the Upper Valley, the Seacoast. And then on the southbound side, we're trying to focus it around economic development. And it'll be pretty cool. We're still about another 6 weeks or so from unveiling the full completed southbound side. But I think people are going to be pretty, surprised by how creative we've approached it in terms of an economic development approach. So, the theme is, not only can you just have fun up playing in our North Country, but you don't have to leave. And there's economic opportunities here. And wouldn't it be great to highlight some of the great businesses? And you know what? You could even, how about apply for a job while you're right there at the Welcome Center? So we're trying to do some unique and creative things with those new Welcome Centers. Within the Parks and Recreation area, I kind of smile on a day like today. While I was a little bit grumpy this morning when I had about 2 inches of ice crusted onto my car. I was also happy to see the snow reports up at Cannon Mountain. We've gotten about 1.5 feet of snow so far this week, which is really astonishing. And we should have amazing ski conditions for really through we extended the season by a week, and we should have great ski conditions through the 19th of April, which is when we'll be closing down. It is always a little weird to be closing the mountain down while you have full coverage, but usually we lose skiers around this time of year because you're starting to work in your gardening and you got kids' sports and such. But this year, I'm not sure. Still a little ways to go before we get playing outside. But it's great to see some of the exciting things that we have taking place at Cannon. Expansions taking place over at Mittersill, so we'll be a two-peak mountain, a new partnership this past year with the U.S. Ski Association, and some really exciting things taking place there. Up in that region of the state, one of the other issues and projects that we've been working on diligently is the redevelopment of the Balsams Resort and property. And this is an appropriate time to use the word transformational. It has the opportunity to be one of the world-class premium destinations in the world for skiing and resorts. And we're extraordinarily excited about the developments that are taking place. We've been working with a developer by the name of Les Otten, who's done a lot of successful things including in the ski industry in New Hampshire and certainly Maine, and really throughout the country, is one of the leaders in resorts development, as well as a former owner of the Red Sox, part of the ownership group that came together in 2003, and was the person who single-handedly drove the renovations up at Fenway Park. So everything he's touched has been success, and we're really excited to see this opportunity take place in reshaping our North Country. This has the opportunity to bring about 1,700 jobs to Coos County, which is the county that has the fewest jobs, the greatest poverty, and the most out-migration of anywhere in the state. So this is a huge opportunity. The state has been rising to meet this opportunity. We do have some continued work to do at all fronts, whether that's through the legislative process, whether that's through the permitting process, and continuing to work with other stakeholders. But I'd urge you to pay attention to that, and it really has an amazing opportunity to make New Hampshire not only the capital of the ski industry in the East, but really a world premier destination that will really, I think, be as grand as the location itself if you've had the opportunity to visit that place. So with that, I'll transfer now a little bit more to talk about what we have going on within our Economic Development Division. Just a couple of services, because anytime I'm in front of a business group, I always like to tell them about the services that we can provide to them. One of them is our Office of International Commerce that works with businesses that primarily smaller to medium-sized businesses that are looking to try to do more with exports. New Hampshire had $4.4 billion worth of exports last year, which was up about 6%. It's also a record level for the state. And so when we have the opportunity to try to help you enter into new markets, which can be very daunting, helping with some of the research, try to understand some of the various challenges, whether it deals with currency issues or licensing issues, or just trying to understand how to interact with governments and customs, we can provide some direct assistance. And we've worked closely with several New Hampshire and Merrimack companies as well. One of the others is our Procurement Technical Assistance Program, and that really helps businesses, again, primarily smaller businesses, some medium businesses, interface with government. And government is obviously one of the largest consumers, but that can be at the federal government, the state government, or at the municipal level. And so we can help you work in trying to understand and do searches for the types of services, goods and services that you provide, and try to make matches with you to try to help identify opportunities, and so you can target your efforts in the most constructive fashions. And again, we've worked with several businesses here in Merrimack, and in New Hampshire, we have a really high percentage of our businesses that are working with the public sector with the various contracts. Another one is our Job Training Fund program, and this works as a 50-50 cost share to make sure that the businesses that are here have the skills that are necessary for their workforce. And again, when you're talking about excellence in the workforce, that usually starts by making sure that they have the skills and training necessary. So this is a great way of leveraging businesses' dollars with public sector dollars to try to make sure that you have the workforce skills needed. We've provided over $1 million in grants and trained over 3,000 workers. And since 2013, there's been about half a dozen Merrimack companies that have received $75,000 in job training funds and trained over 300 workers. Some of those companies are familiar ones to you, I'm sure. Colesman, Nanocomp, Pennachuck Water, Circuit City, and PC Connections are a few. And we're in a region of the state that is well poised for growth. We expect in the next 5 years that Hillsborough County will have somewhere between a 3 and 4% growth within our industries. Some of those leaders will be within technical services, healthcare, and social assistance. But I think one of the things that I believe puts us in a really strong position for future economic growth is what we see with some of our infrastructure here. And Merrimack is really well poised when it comes to its infrastructure. And when I say that, I mean it's more than just roads and bridges and geographic location, which I think certainly work very well to Merrimack's advantage in terms of proximity to major markets, proximity to a major airport. There's rail services that can hopefully continue to expand. We certainly have some of the commercial side, but we do see benefits from an economic development perspective on the residential side and commuter side. But I really think whether it's our schools through elementary and through high school, or our second post-secondary schools, and having some really good colleges and university in the state. I think that really is a key driver for excellence in the workforce and having a strong workforce. But also things like broadband. And sometimes people take this for granted or maybe don't even recognize. But New Hampshire has the second highest percentage of homes in the country that have computers. So it's about 93% of the homes in New Hampshire that have computers. And we are first in the country, first in the nation when it comes to percentage of homes that have high-speed internet. Think about that. I mean, that's a huge equalizer, I think, when it comes to economic development. It doesn't matter whether you're in Rochester, New Hampshire, or Rochester, UK. Once you get on the internet, it's a real level playing field. So having high-speed internet access is really critical. And we have about 85% of New Hampshire homes that have high-speed internet. Now, there's different variations of that. And there's some new FCC definitions of that. But and so there's still certainly room to grow, whether it's in terms of overall coverage, but also certainly in terms of speeds as well. In terms of trying to download movies and stream. But we're right at the very, very top of all of our infrastructure when it comes to internet development. So I think that's really important. We certainly have some great success stories here in Merrimack. Certainly companies like Nanocomp come to mind and some of the rapid growth that we've seen. I know this summer they made another expansion and working closely with the town and others to add about 70 new jobs there. We see great development taking place within some of the economic revitalization zones that we've worked within my office, working with the community. And then just a couple others that I know, whether it's the new premium malls in town, and our office has worked closely, whether it was trying to help with some of the job fairs and trying to make sure that there was the workforce there, or whether it was trying to help with signage and some of the issues that are associated with signs off a highway. But we're also working with our travel and tourism division to do some unique promotional opportunities that have been a lot of fun, not only for the outlets, but also for promotion from the state and trying to recruit people to enjoy their time here in the state. So obviously the companies like Anheuser-Busch and Fidelity and BAE Systems, St. Gaudens Plastics, these are all great companies and really kind of not only pillars here in Merrimack, but really throughout the economic development and the critical role that they play in our state's economy. So it's great to be able to work closely with Merrimack companies, Southern New Hampshire companies, and I see not only great things today, but I see great things moving forward, and that oftentimes really starts because of having a really strong workforce. And whenever I'm talking with businesses that were looking to relocate or expand here in this region, the first question they always ask about is workforce. So I think it's really appropriate that we spend time recognizing some excellence in the workforce, and I really look forward to highlighting some of these now great examples. But if people have any other questions, I'll be happy to talk to you about them as it pertains to the Department of Resources and Economic Development. But now I'd like to shift gears a little bit and highlight some of the great work within the town here in Merrimack. So with that, I'd like to ask Joe if he would join me and Representative Christensen to bring up the awards. Talk about a pivot. So actually, I'll read it here, and I'll let them the individual come up, take the photo with you, and then I'll read some of the great work that they have done and why we're recognizing them here this morning. So I think the first individual we'd like to ask to join us up here is Adam Jacobs. Is Adam here? Okay, well, we're going to talk about him. Oh, go figure, right? So he's having a really good day. So he's getting recognized and making money all at the same time. That's great. Well, it's actually appropriate based on some of the work that he has done here in town. And he was sponsored by Bob Freed. During this last year's Turkey Trot, Adam went over and above the call of duty in keeping the Rotary up to date with the weather status and how it would affect the race. For days leading up to the event, he distributed many weather updates to the chair of the event and was extremely helpful in trying to plan for the weather in the event itself. On the day of the race, he supplied pictures, status of downed lines, and was physically on the course as early as 5 a.m. Adam stood ready to have his crew do whatever was needed to pull the race off. In addition to this specific event, Adam has always offered his services and dedication of time to the many community projects that the Rotary has sponsored. So thank you, Adam, for all your efforts, and you exhibit excellence in the workplace. So we'll recognize Adam. Yeah, that was one heck of a storm going into Thanksgiving like that. So it takes a lot of people to help make things happen. Next, I'd like to ask Cynthia Denton. Is Cynthia here to join us up front?
Hello.
Good morning.
Congratulations. Thank you.
And Cynthia was sponsored by Karen Blake. I would like to nominate Cynthia, the bakery manager at Shaw's. I have known Cindy now since the Shaw's first opened. She has always provided outstanding service to me and my girls. She always has a smile on her face, and we really look forward to seeing her when we shop. It's just not the same experience when she's not there. I feel like she has almost grown up with my girls, and she has decorated my go-to chocolate chip cookie pie for just about every event. Daycare parties to birthday parties to school and sporting events. I have called the store numerous times to sing her praises, and she has helped me out with many last-minute bakery items and cakes. She is just really the best, and I think she should be recognized for her fabulous service and attitude. Congratulations.
Cindy, we need to have a little picture. Do the commissioner?
Oh, sure. Let me get in on this. Oh, I think we're over here.
I can get the picture right there. 1, 2, and thank you.
Great. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to ask Heidi Lindblom to join us, please. And she was sponsored by Dr. Sanjini Shetty.
That's correct.
When I think of Heidi, the first word that comes to mind is smile. And it's not just because we work in a dental office. That's a good one. Yeah. Whether you talk to her on the phone or in person, she always addresses you with a smile on her face. This positive attitude means that she will give 110% every day. You would never know that there is anything bothering Heidi. When she was at work or at work-related functions, she is always on the ball. Heidi exemplifies the true team player in taking on tasks for other members in the office when needed and lending a hand without even being asked. Heidi is one of the best chair-side attitudes that I've had the pleasure to work with. She can ease a 5-year-old child's first dental experience or make a veteran in the dental chair laugh before a visit. Her calming manner and easygoing nature makes patients relaxed and makes my job easier. When a patient is in the chair, they are her one and only priority. She makes them feel like no one else is more important at that time. I am lucky to have found somebody as well-rounded as Heidi to work with me and my staff. We have all benefited from her easygoing manner, her penchant for the zany, and her infectious attitude. Please welcome and congratulate Heidi for excellence in the workplace.
All set? Thank you.
Ah, great.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations. I would like to ask Iona Hammond to join us, please. And Iona was sponsored by Mar Shaffrey. Iona Hammond has been employed at the Merrimack School District Maintenance Department since 1981. Oh, sorry about that. I hope that wasn't me that gave you a hard time. Initially, Iona was hired as a custodian at Reeds Ferry Elementary School. Within a year, she was transferred to Massacola Middle School, which later became Massacola Upper Elementary School. After a period of time, Iona became the day custodian at Merrimack High School and served in that role until July 2004. Known for her wealth of knowledge about the best cleaning practices and her effective management of employees, Iona served both the head custodian in Merrimack Middle School when it opened and Merrimack High School currently. She has provided exceptional service and a positive manner to the schools which she has been at. Merrimack School District is appreciative of her many contributions that she has made over the past 3 decades. Please join me in congratulating Iona Hammond for a job well done. Thanks.
Here we go.
Thank you, sir.
Next, I'd like to ask Michael Micciello to please join us.
Congratulations.
And Michael was sponsored by Brian Snow. As a construction project estimator, Michael consistently exhibits a high degree of professionalism in the daily handling of a wide range of business issues, including the preparation of stone estimates, preparing detailed multi-million-dollar project quotes, possessing the experience to review a wide range of drawings and specifications, and use the dealings with customers and business associates, subcontractors, and architects. Using this experience and significant related skills, Michael has also served on the Woodbury One Condominium Board of Directors for the past 5 years. He was instrumental in ensuring the management of the Condominium Association was effective each year for the benefit of all owners. As an active volunteer, Michael also was very helpful in assisting with developing the Rotary Club of Merrimack, Boy Scout of America, Eagle Scouts of the Year program. Please join me in welcoming and appreciating excellence in the workplace from Michael Micciello. Sorry, I think I may have butchered the last name.
Brief photo.
All set?
Great. Congratulations, Michael.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Next, I'd like to ask Paul Jackson to please join us. And Paul was sponsored by Maureen Mooney. Paul Jackson is the Director of Institutional Advancement and Admissions at the Thomas More College of Liberal Arts in Merrimack. Paul was referred to me for this recognition by the president of Thomas More, William Fahey. Paul is described as having great character, great attitude, and great organizational skills. All of these qualities are essential for the two important roles that he has at the college, obtaining funding and students. Paul has worked tirelessly to accomplish his duties and is a dedicated employee of the undergraduate Catholic Liberal Arts College charged with a specific mission. He remains consistently friendly and upbeat no matter what his assignment. Recruiting both students and finances is not always easy, but Paul has done his job with great talent, skill, professionalism, and excellence. Paul can be described as a dedicated and loyal employee who works hard to grow his employing institution. When the long days and hours of work and travel come to an end, it is widely recognized among his colleagues and superiors that Paul gives his all to build the intellectual and rigorous liberal arts college with the houses of an exceptional student body of scholars, is expanding its campus, and has an alumni all over the world serving as lawyers, doctors, teachers, religious, and other inspiring vocations. Please join me in recognizing Paul Jackson for his excellence in the workplace.
Excellent job. No, why don't you roll in?
All set, thanks.
Great. Congratulations. Is Sean O'Keefe available? Come on down. Sorry? Oh. And Sean was sponsored by Bill Weeks. I've had the pleasure of Sean's services for the last 10 plus years. He provides landscaping services and snow plowing. Glad you were able to make it here today.
Early morning.
Yeah. Sean is very accomplished with hardscape projects, including retaining walls, infrastructure drainage, and many other structural and decorative projects relating to outdoor landscapes. He is very efficient and dependable and always performs the highest quality of workmanship. Sean is proactive to ensure the highest customer satisfaction. When the Rotary Club built the pavilion at Watson Park, Sean worked with the planning team prior to the raising to ensure that the raising day went smoothly. He provided use of his loader to help move materials and preparations. On the day of the raising, he worked hand in hand with the crane operator to properly position timbers for the raising. Sean is truly an exceptional professional in his business and generous contributions to the community. He truly exhibits excellence in the workplace. pleasure.
Very good.
Great.
Great job. Thank you. It's yours.
Is Tim Thompson available? Hey. And Tim was sponsored by Bob Best. Tim has been an invaluable resource to the Merrimack Planning Board and the town. Tim's work includes hours spent with town's master plan, zoning ordinance revisions, capital improvements and plan reviews, working with the police, fire, public works, schools, Merrimack Village District, and other departments in order to help businesses get going in town. In his time, Tim has overseen the highly regulatory process for new development at serving several long vacant properties in town, including the former Zyla sites as it becomes a vault boat and RV storage, redevelopment of the 40 Continental Boulevard site for Atrium Medical, and 2 new multi-use sites along DW Highway. We're also close to seeing new development at the former Shaw's grocery store, which has been vacant for nearly a decade. Throughout these efforts, Tim's focus has been on making a regulatory process and respect the needs of the business community without compromising the town's rigorous standards. The new development and business investment going on in Merrimack is essential to a thriving, healthy community with jobs and housing opportunities. Please join me in welcoming and recognizing Excellence in the Workplace with Tim Thompson.
Thank you.
Outstanding job.
Is Walter Hammond available? Come on down.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Walter was sponsored by Marge Shaffrey. Walter Hammond has been employed as a member of the Merrimack School District Maintenance Department since 1981. Initially, Walter was hired as a custodian at Merrimack High School. Within a year, Walter became head custodian of that building. It became apparent that Walter was talented in several maintenance areas, so he transferred to a specialized maintenance position that allowed him to travel throughout the district to address challenging issues wherever they occurred. Walter specializes in electrical work and is also gifted at plumbing and repairing equipment. He excels at creative problem solving and completes all projects to the highest standard of performance. The Merrimack School District is grateful for the quality service that Walter Hammond has provided for more than 30 years. Please join me in recognizing Walter Hammond for excellence in the workplace.
Perfect, thanks.
Marvelous job. Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations.
And Rochelle Buford, who I'm not sure if Rochelle was able to join us this morning, but she was sponsored by Tim Brandt. Officially, Rochelle is a State Farm Marketing Service Assistant, but clients and coworkers know she is much more than that. Rochelle always wears an electric smile and calmly helps clients and prospective clients, whether it's by telephone or in person. Whatever the situation, her focus is always on the customer. She is recognized for outstanding product knowledge, and this gives everybody she comes in contact with knowledge that they are going to get quality service and advice that they are seeking. Rochelle is also the first person that they would encounter at the agency, and Agent Dan Brantham is very lucky to have such great staff. The entire office is positive and fun to work with and to be around. Rochelle also volunteers at the Salvation Army in Derry and is a current president of the St. Vincent de Paul St. Marie in Manchester. Congratulations to Rochelle Buford for displaying excellence in the workplace.
I'm going to take the mic just for a second.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that was the last of our recognition events, if you will. We do have one more. I want to point out that all of these blurbs that Jeff has been working from have some commonality but they're all written independently by all of the people who did the nominations. It's not like somebody sat down and repeated. So it always intrigues me how much similarity there is to these people who are displaying excellence in the workplace. We do have one last presentation that President Mitchell will take care of.
Thank you. This is to his honor.
Step to the mic.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
Step there, yes. Thank you. This is to his honor, the Commissioner Jeffrey J. Rose. As Commissioner of the New Hampshire Department of Resources and Economic Development, our own Jeffrey Rose is well aware of the value of a strong, well-qualified workforce. It is a significant factor in attracting businesses to New Hampshire and encouraging existing businesses to grow here. The Rotary Club of Merrimack is deeply appreciative of the services of Jeffrey J. Rose in presenting our Excellence in the Workplace Awards. Through the Vocational Avenue of Service, the Rotary Club recognizes the value of every occupation. The goodwill and professionalism exhibited by Jeffrey J. Rose exemplifies the goals of this program. Congratulations, sir. It's an honor to have you here.
Thanks.
Okay.
Good, thank you.
thank you.
And we'd like to take a group photo of everybody with their
Yes,
awards.
that concludes the program today. For those people who received an award, we'd like to have you.